Okay, we're on, are we?
Yep. Oh no. I'll make sure I don't cover your logo.
Hey?
No. Keep talking to make sure it works. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you guys should be able to hear me through there nicely this morning.
Yes.
Morning, everybody. How are we? Good, good, good. Now the door's closed, that's good. Right, we'll just wait a couple of seconds while people finish up and then we'll get on the road.
So to speak. How many people have logged in? Is it you?
I mean, it could be an exhibition hall.
Could be Damesh.
Could be.
Hi, Damesh. Of course, we didn't even know there was one like this.
Could be Luke.
Alrighty. It's kind of weird, I can't see the camera. I can see the camera, I can't see the screen.
Just stand right there because you're in front of this guy.
Just drop down a bit. Keep going down. And then pop up.
Oh, right.
Step to one side.
We're a bunch of comedians, right? All right. You can join us? Fantastic. Excellent. Cool. All right, for those of you watching online wondering what the heck is going on, we need more coffee.
Well, we've had too much.
All right. No, I'm pretty sure this was water, but it might not have been. Okay.
Go.
All right, morning. Welcome everyone in the room, which is fantastic to have some great people here. And for those of you online, you're joining us live from NYV's Partly Connect here on the Gold Coast. This morning, we're talking about managing your time and managing your invoices. And I'm joined on stage by Simon Foster from Shoeboxed and Ed O'Leary from AppTrack. Two very different add-ons, but talking about how we can make businesses more efficient and save different aspects of time and money and such like. I definitely need more coffee for this job. All right, let's kick off. I'm going to go stand out here.
Interrogation begins.
Excellent. Now I can see the lads a lot better. By the way, anyone from the floor, if you've got questions at any time, throw your hands up and I'll give you the microphone. We are doing this live and recording it, so I do need you to talk into the microphone so we can record it for the camera as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with time. Time is something that we all obviously have to deal with. Ed, in your space, you talk about managing time, helping people understand that. Can you just talk us through what that is from a business point of view?
Well, from the business point of view, in our niche, time really is money because our clients only sell their time and their expertise. So basically being on top of that right from the get-go, the sort of projects that they're working in are primarily big ticket items, so $10,000, $20,000, over $1 million for some of our people. You don't want to get to the end of your 10,000 budget and find you've still got 12 grand's worth to do. And so the system just puts the structure into the office, if you like, to making people aware that everything counts.
Are you just mentioning your construction industry? I know historically we've talked about AppTrack being construction-based. Yeah. Or are you also in other areas? I know you've got some practices who use it for looking after their team. Can you talk through how people would use it in an office space versus construction?
Yeah, in an office space, for example, a bookkeeping office, they say, like, we've got a client, so we're going to do our monthly reporting, we're going to do a BAS, we're going to do the trial balance ready for the accountant at the year end. And they might scope that out, so as they're recording their time each month on their respective clients, they're just making sure that they're not over-servicing nor under-servicing. And then they can learn the next year as well. They say, well, look, this was a very high-maintenance client, for example, or this was a very easy client. So you can adjust your fees and your expectations from them and they of you accordingly.
So alongside managing time in such like, especially in a traditional way, there's a lot of paper that goes with it. Simon, how much paper do businesses struggle with on a daily basis?
So the best example I can give is of a small cafe, and they're getting a lot of paper these days. So what's happening is their suppliers are under a lot of margin pressure, and so they're delivering the goods and then requiring cash on demand. So they're pulling cash out of a till, they're getting a receipt, they're putting the receipt back in the till. Problem then is at the end of the day, someone still has to type all those details into account right or essentials.
Yeah. So that's where both these systems come to play, isn't it? You're saving time from putting paper, the data off the paper and then managing that time, getting that data in as well and get it across. What are the efficiencies you guys have seen in businesses today that are using more of these services to remove paper or to manage that time better? Simon?
Well, in terms of removing paper, the time efficiencies can be enormous. In most cases, for the type of cafe I just mentioned, they wouldn't bother claiming the GST. The GST is only on a delivery fee. It could be 1% less of the total amount. The cost of having someone calculate that, grab all the details, is more than you're going to claim back from the ATO. But with the cost and time saving that come from using something like Shoebox, you can afford to do that. That claim might be thousands of dollars, but it's only going to cost you several hundred to process.
So it's about recovering, money in the business that's hidden somewhere else. If you've got a great stat over here about saving businesses time through that 30% or something, do you want to talk through that stat again in line of saving them time or finding money that's already in the business?
Yep, it was just very interesting. A lot of professionals will do it. They count up around their stuff and they say, well, this person's charging at this much per hour, and this one at that much, and then we should be earning this much per month. And they're not, because most businesses that only sell their time leak money in the form of time every month. The survey was not conducted by us, but it was a wonderful survey that showed that the average professional practice writes off up to 30% of their time. So for every $100 worked, you're billing $70. The sort of gains we're seeing when you put AbTrack into a business is some people admittedly do write off because they do like over-service their clients, but a lot of people have reported that they've doubled their revenue, and that's simply by making all their staff aware of the fact that time is money and it's not a job for life. If you're asked to do something, get in, do it, and get out again, because there's more work to be done after that. And so the increases in revenue came from that, and they go right to the bottom line, because the business was already making money, writing off 30%, so suddenly you claw that back, goes right into the director's pockets.
Which is fantastic. We talk about these sort of things, and often we go, you need to be a big business to see these gains or such like. You need your background in the construction space. Simon, you're an example of a cafe. Are you both seeing a range of different businesses using these smarter tools to understand what's in their business already?
Yeah. Increasingly, people everywhere, they talk about a white-collar workforce. So increasingly, people are turning to it. Public relations agencies, accountants, bookkeepers, of course, but all sorts of people that call themselves consultants. All they're doing is selling their time, and they're finding benefits in it, from literally from the one-man band to the companies with hundreds of staff.
Simon, you find that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things the cloud has done differently is that the innovation is being led by small business instead of large business. Most of the improvements that have been seen from using things like Account Right Live, like the various add-ons, are impacting at the smaller end of the market. And we haven't seen that. I'm not sure we've ever seen it before in history. Industrial Revolution was all big companies. It's starting to make its way into larger companies. We're getting interest and requests from companies which are larger and all the way up to enterprises now, but it's definitely being led from the bottom, which is really interesting.
It's really exciting, isn't it? Because we're giving the tools that historically have been that top end down to the small guys. The small guys are embracing them, getting on board, using them, and then filtering it back through.
And they can make the decision so much quicker.
They can, exactly.
And they
the
implement
returns
it
quick too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what are some more questions from the floor? Anyone want to ask anything? Come on, we've got to have something. I can't be the only one to ask questions. Charles?
Thank you, ma'am.
I will enhance Shoebox. I have a cafe that uses it, and we absolutely love it.
That's great. What's the best piece of it that you really like?
Comment the fact that the owner doesn't have to sit there for 3 days. At the end of the month, she works after the job. She's a silent owner in this cafe. We just put it in envelopes each month, send it off to Shoebox. I get an email, it's arrived. I get an email, it's processed. I then bring it in.
Brilliant, brilliant. So seeing real returns on it. Any other thoughts or comments from the floor?
Well, I'd like to endorse Abtrack.
There we go, perfect, fantastic, thank you. Let me ask you, do you use Abtrack in your business?
Of course. In fact, we wrote it for our own business, and we used to give it away to friends. And I used to work with Ernst & Young, still having the tablets, but I'm getting over it. I used to give it away to a lot of friends from Ernst & Young, and they said, this is really cool, so why don't you do something with it? And that's in fact how we launched it. Was their encouragement.
I love it when I hear the stories of people who start it for sales and then take it somewhere and turn it into something else. Alrighty, so we don't have any other questions from the floor. Abtrack are over in that corner here, and Shoebox are over on the other side over here. For those of you watching online, directly below the video are links through to their details. Go and check them out. I'm going to possibly embarrass myself. So you both do have free trials on
Absolutely.
the site.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yep.
And I've seen a brochure that says Abtrack has a special offer for people here today.
Yep.
I'm floating around.
Yep.
Excuse me. So go and check them out. Thank you for that. We'll wrap this one up now, and we'll be back here at 9:45. You see, trying to read the screen, with some more understanding the deeper business data that's available within the account right system and some of the add-ons that can help in that space. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you shortly.
See you later.
Thank you.